Works with creators across the country. And by creator, it could be a producer, a videographer, an artist, it could be a chef or a performer, someone who's sharing their story online in some way. And we contract them to do work for the CBC that lives on CBC Arts or CBC Life, CBC Comedy, CBC Docs. And then we have this regional project here in Nova Scotia. So since October, I've been working with creators locally to make work for CBC Nova Scotia online and for TV and on the radio. And also they have a project in Manitoba and in BC. So we're very lucky to have this project here, and it's been great to meet. I've met some people in the room tonight, which has been lovely. So the work, our goal with the Creator Network in general is that we want to create cool, diverse, relevant content. And it's with people, you don't have to have a large following or even a following at all. It's just that you're telling stories that are meaningful to people across the country. So the work with the Creator Network, it's helping share stories that help people relate to what's happening in their communities. It's reflecting people who might not be reflected in some other work. It's helping bridge the work that we're doing and get out and chat with people that we might not have known before, which is awesome. So the whole point of the CBC's work and our mandate is to inform and to educate and to entertain. And I've seen that on all different levels in the work that I've done myself. I've kind of dabbled. I've worked in CBC in Vancouver and in Toronto, and then I was lucky to come home to Halifax and work here. I've worked in radio, I've worked online, I've worked on the news desk, chasing stories. I've worked researching for television and on short film Face Off. I don't know if any of you have gone to that or not. It's in Halifax. You should check it out if you haven't been. In all the work that I do, no matter what it is, the key thing that I've been learning and that I see in everything is that stories connect us all. And in many different ways. It teaches us what our neighbors are doing. It helps us, these anecdotes and messages that people are saying, teach us about ourselves, teach us about others, and they stay with us. And I remember a few years ago, about 4 years ago, I was working on the news desk and I heard that somebody fell in the water at Peggy's Cove. So I started chasing and trying to chat with people to see what happened, what was going on. And I found out that one of the tour boats had found this person and helped them get on board. And I called the captain and the owner of the tour boat company and chatted with him about that. And he was there, and the person was still on his boat, and you could hear the emotion in his voice in that moment, and how it could have been, it was such a close call. And all of those stories, it's a privilege that people share with us these moments of their lives. They could be at the peak of what's going on. They could be peak happiness or peak joy, or it could be a really sad time. But the other side of it too is that there's the in-between. There's the times when people are just living and moving, coming to these events, wanting to connect with people. And it's important to share all of those stories. For a few years I've been working on Maritime Noon, the phone-in show. I don't know if any of you listen to Maritime Noon. And sometimes on that show, a kid will phone in, and it will be kind of like a Sleepless in Seattle moment, except they're not looking for a partner for their parent. But it's neat to hear their diverse perspective and to hear their voice. And maybe we hear places that we didn't know, like Canada Creek in Nova Scotia. Where is that? What does that mean? Or what do people think about happiness or healthcare or gardening? And those points of view, even though it's not hard news, are really important, and they connect us. And that's why I was really taken by the work that the Creator Network's doing and why I wanted to do this work. It's because of those times of sharing new voices and new stories and working together on those things creatively with people in the community. So it's adding to the work that we're already doing and bringing people together. So over the since October, I've worked with over 24 creators, some in the room tonight. We featured Meech. We've done everything from arts profiles, we've done recipes, we did fashion pieces, and Ms. Emma Hanau did those, and we featured Meech. That's how I found out about the social network. So through those, even though it was fashion, it gave us this gateway into people's lives that we might not have known before and introduced us to new people in the community. We did a piece with a couple who are originally from Kenya who are trying to stay in Canada, and they shared their story and did videos about that. We learned the struggle of trying to learn the Mi'kmaq language in a region where there are few fluent speakers, and we've done poetry and all different aspects of things that we've done, which has been great, and we're hoping to continue on. We're going to be continuing on until the end of August at least, sharing these stories. So if you know of anybody that would be good to be part of the network, let me know. And the other thing that we've been learning through this is that community is so important in everything that we've been doing. Events like this, we had an event in March where we brought together the creators that we're working with and people that were featured, and we brought together some community members and people at work, and they had a few minutes to talk about their creative process, what that meant to them. And it was so powerful that we thought we had some work to do in Charlottetown, and we thought we'd have a pop-up networking event there, speed networking. And to hear the stories from people about, the challenging, exciting work that they're doing here on the East Coast. They're hustling, like all of you are here, and it's a pleasure to be able to share those stories. So if any of you are interested in the work that we're doing, or if you want to be on, we have a mailing list that goes out once a month now that has stories that from other parts of the country. So if you want to be on that, let me know. Thank you.